Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Blades of Exile. I'm pretty sure I said that I would pick this back up in Salathny, but then I decided maybe I should stop by Willow and sit in the chair first to make sure I get all of that juicy spy versus spy dialogue. You sit in the throne, it shocks you. You returned the... Wait, what? Returned the papers to the Hill Runners without clearing it with us. That was not right. I thought I did, but okay. You should not eat, not think, not even breathe without returning to consult with us. Now wipe those hurt puppy dog expressions off your faces and sit down. Okay. You settle in the throne again, and the light dims. Things are progressing well. You have done one mission for them, and given them nothing. Now they are giving you some sort of simple courier task. By all means, recover the box and take it where they say. The path to Zaskiva will be clear to you. Once this is done, they will have gained little, and they will trust you more. Soon they will tell you the path to Stalker, and we will have them. Go. Go now. The light returns. Okay, so apparently in all of my saving and reloading, I missed a step or two there. But I'm glad I did, otherwise I wouldn't have got that, wipe that sad puppy dog look off your faces. Good line. I don't know if this makes me trust my superiors anymore, but it does endear them to me somewhat. Okay. Could maybe do a little training. I'm a little light on money, though. So instead, we will talk to Eleanor and ask her about sainthood. And pull up the correct dialogue box. When you say the password, she slumps back into her chair. The fatigue you saw earlier is back in full force. Thank goodness. I've been jumping at shadows waiting for you to get here. Things have been a nightmare here. Plenty of troubles. You want the mahogany chest, yes? Yaha, so there was something else going on with her. First, there was that Empire spy, Vonnegut. We dealt with him. Now there's an investigator coming. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't know anyone who's coming to investigate the rebels. She's coming here soon to look into things. The closer investigators get to me, the worse things are. That's why I'm glad for a chance to hand off the chest. She smiles. Let's just say Vonnegut's looking at things from under 10 feet of water now. Okay. Okay, so Nightmare and Troubles just go for the same thing. The chest is hidden behind a dresser in one of the houses in town. Break into the house with the crossed swords by the door. Search the dresser, and you'll find it. Oh, by the way, we've been doing a little espionage. You'll be able to get to Zaskiva now. Well then, let's go get that chest. So this door with the recessed entrance and the crossed swords really was special after all. Break in as requested. Remembering Eleanor's instructions, you pull the dresser away from the wall. Sure enough, in a gap in the wall, you find a heavy, polished mahogany box. It's about 1 foot by 8 inches by 6 inches. It's pretty bulky, but you manage to fit it into your pack, along with all those massive shields and packs of herbs and whatnot. Looks like it's time to go to Zaskiva. Ooh, oak box, and I can use it? This is a heavy, polished oak box. It's pretty bulky. You haven't opened it. Make sure to save the game before we try doing the silly thing. Also, apparently, some characters and or writers can't tell the difference between oak and mahogany. You try everything to get it open. Force, lockpicks, even greater force, spells, even hitting it with a hammer. Nothing works. It stays stubbornly closed. Mysterious. So since I'm not supposed to eat, sleep, breathe, etc. without checking in, I don't think this is necessary. No, same set of messages. Well, to Zaskiva shall we go? Yeah, that's one of the ones that does nothing for me. I just keep happening to run into it because it is directly on the path between Willow and Salathny. Oh no, the snakes are afraid of me. As you cross the bridge, you see that a large contingent of Empire soldiers, clad in plate and wielding massive weapons, have set up a guard post in the middle. As you approach, they favor you with snide smiles and ask you to identify yourselves. Much to their surprise, however, when they look at their lists, they find your names. With a dismissive jerk of his thumb, the lead Empire dervish says, "Okay, you can pass." So how many dervishes are there on this island anyway? I thought they were more rare. Well, more rare outside of very troubled areas, and this is admittedly a somewhat troubled area. It's only 10 gold, but also I don't want to pay you. Especially when I can just walk around. You reach the ferry to Zaskiva Isle. The city of Zaskiva, capital of Morrow's Isle, is well protected. Guards check you over thoroughly before they let you near the ferry. The ride across is 10 gold. Do you go? The ferry ride is quick and uneventful. They aren't letting many people go to Zaskiva these days, what with the rebel activity and all. You're practically the only people on the ferry. Soon you land. Onto a whole new landmass. I can't get to those islands. Anything hidden in the trees? No. Because, of course, I must search every potentially hidden corner. That looked like it could have had something, but it did not. People on Zaskiva Isle are a bit friendlier than on the mainland. The extra security on the isle makes them feel a bit more secure. That's why, when they see you approaching, they don't hesitate to come out, welcome you, and invite you in for pie. More pie. They ask you for news from the rest of the isle. Not many people come out here now, so they take what they can get. After a while, you get to depart. Before you go, they ask if you'd like to buy some rations. Sure. Oh, very reasonable prices. Very reasonable indeed. So 10 for 2, 3 for 1 isn't a great deal, but 10 for 2 or 7 for 1 are quite good. Yay! Nice round numbers. And now on to the city itself. You enter the city of Zaskiva for the first time. It's a beautiful city, clean and prosperous, and relatively new. It was, in fact, only built in the last 10 or so years, with construction starting when Lord Volpe arrived here. The city is beautiful, but the people are haggard. The streets are crowded with edgy merchants and sailors, held up here because of Lord Volpe's restrictions on traffic to and from here. It's a hectic place, reeking of stress and fear. Quite well guarded, too. This is one of the commanders of the large garrison stationed here at Zaskiva. Although the soldiers are constantly patrolling the place, he seems to feel that he can spend a minute talking to you. I'm Captain Zuli. How may I help you? I have some stuff for you. I'm doing what I do just about all the time, he says wearily, patrolling the city. Do you have anything suspicious to report? It's tough work. We have to be alert every moment of every day. One moment's distraction can mean complete disaster. You hear a sigh from inside his helmet. Of course, every soldier carries around a bushel of distractions. You almost think he's blushing inside his helmet. Me, I have Madeline. She's a soldier, like me, but I haven't seen her in some time. She's stationed in Willow. I can't even get a letter to her from here. But I can get a letter to you. You give Madeline's letter to Zuli. He lifts the visor of his helmet to look at it. You've obviously made his day. This is wonderful, thank you! As a reward, he doesn't forget to give you 10 gold. Hooray, we've made back the price to ferry over here. You've done a very good deed. Well, if nothing else, we at least got the warm fuzzies. Zaskiva Arms. Fine lodging, reasonable prices. No vacancy. Cartman's Armory. This is one really, really big, really, really sweaty guy. He's bustling busily around his smithy, trying to keep up with all the work he has to do. What? Oh, hi. I'm Cartman. Me? Oh, I'm making stuff, so we can kill the rebels faster. I hate the rebels. I hope they all get shot with arrows and die. He mimes an arrow shooting motion. That's why I make armor. My friends do stuff too, but not as good. My friends are Stan and Kenny. They're wimps. One free internet point if you can guess the reference here. He scratches a huge, moist arm. Stan? He just sits inside all day and works on his girly scrolls. Kenny just guards statues. Statues? That's stupid. If you ask him about his statues, he'll let you see them. They're stupid too. So, the stuff he makes is armor. It kicks! If you want to find out how good it is, you can purchase some. Steal stuff for exorbitant prices. Kinda wish I could afford more. Hello, you look potentially interesting. Kaylee. This weary woman looks like she's traveled a long way. She's eating a thin bowl of soup, and looks like she's trying to make it last a while. She looks up from her soup. I'm Kaylee. I'm a swamp worker. Well, that's normally what I am. I've traveled here to see Lord Volpe. Have you ever been to Muck? It's a terrible place. Mm-hmm. They work us so hard, and there's so much disease and little food. That's why I've come to see Lord Volpe. I'm sure when Lord Volpe finds out how hard things are in the swamps, he'll do something to help us. That's why I traveled here. I'm just having trouble getting permission to see him. They say he's busy. Every day it's busy, busy, busy. But I will see him. Yep, busy counting up all his money, I'm sure. She looks you over. Wait, you're adventurers. You have power. If you see him, could you do me a favor? When you talk to him, just mention my name to him. That might get me in to see him. She suddenly gets very angry, long-suppressed fury slowly bubbling to the surface. He must be told how things are in the swamps. I want justice. We demand justice. She looks alarmed at what she's been saying. I'd better stop talking. People will think I'm a rebel, and I'll be in all sorts of trouble. I'm not. All we want is food. She turns back to her soup. You don't think you'll get much time from this innkeeper. People are constantly coming in and out, asking for food, demanding rooms, and just generally making her life hell. I'm Helena, she says, while brushing by you to give someone ale. We have some rations, not much. Drinks are 5 gold. And some room in the common room just opened up. 2 gold. Pick your poison. She runs off to wipe up a spill and returns to you. Don't want to take up your common room right now, but I'll try a drink. You buy some ridiculously watered-down ale. Sorry it's a bit weak, Helena says. Can't get new supplies. Everything's blockaded. That's why things are so busy, she says, while helping someone else out. People are having a real hard time getting in and out of the city. Especially out. Need to file paperwork to leave. So everyone stays while the paperwork moves. Slowly. It's a pain, but there's no point in arguing with the Empire. Common room. And a bunch of other rooms. Which of course must be inspected as per adventurer law. I don't think there's anything interesting in the dressers. Hello? You don't seem happy to see me. Ooh, tough for a brigand. And once again, sometimes I remember that I've given Dargo some priest spells. I've also given him some throwing skill, but I haven't felt like doing much with that yet. And he's got a sling, so even if he can hit things, it's not going to do a lot of damage. These are the Zaskiva docks. Not many boats are coming and going. The island has been pretty well closed up by the cautious leaders of Morrow's Isle. Dock warehouse, and some guy. Well, just a guard. Making sure I don't steal anything. Pants, not yours. We must not descend to pants thievery. Okay, big fancy building here. Even more locked doors. Gold, not mine. Which I could steal if I really wanted to. Palace of Lord Volpe. Okay. Seems to be quite the important guy. You nonchalantly try to stroll into Lord Volpe's mansion. You don't even make it 3 steps inside before you find yourself surrounded by guards on all sides. Fortunately, their weapons aren't out yet. An Empire dervish walks up to you and says, "What is your business here? Why should Lord Volpe want to piss away his time with the likes of you?" You don't really have a satisfactory answer for that. Satisfied that you have no place here, the guards grab you and hustle you back out into the courtyard. But I'm an adventurer, I'm important, right? Harumph. Ooh, mage-type person. This man is pretty young for a mage. He looks to still be an apprentice, and yet he's busily writing spell scrolls, which is usually a task only attempted by more experienced magicians. Impressive. I'm Stan. Stan the mage. Hi. Oh, I don't know. Just keeping busy making scrolls. It's just how I keep busy until the school reopens. Yeah, I was going to the School of Magery, but it got closed so all the mages could be taken away and fight. I got off, but only because I make scrolls real good. Sort of a talent. Nice penmanship, I guess. Surely that's not the School of Magery in Skylark Vale. That's been closed for like 100 years. Yeah, they want me here using scrolls to use in the fight against the rebels. All my friends are here, doing useful things to help. He looks at you conspiratorially. Of course, if you wanted to purchase some firepower on the side, I could help. So we could buy scrolls of flame, slow, poison, and stealth. No, thank you. Yeah, if you write a spell scroll wrong, even just a tiny bit, boom. Interesting. My two friends here are Cartman and Kenny. Cartman's sort of a jerk, but he's my friend in an I don't like him sort of way. He's a blacksmith across town. Kenny is the guard for the Hall of Statues. It's sort of a memorial or something. They say it needs to be guarded all the time, but I don't see why. Kenny's sort of hard to understand if you don't know him, but he's nice. If you asked him about the statues, I'm sure he'd let you see them. Hint, hint, hint. Zaskiva School of Magery. Okay, no, there's a School of Magery right here. You nervously step into the Zaskiva School of Magery. You've heard nasty rumors regarding trouble at other schools of Magery in Valorum, and are on your guard. Ha ha. The place is dusty and quiet. You doubt school is in session. You only see one mage, sitting and reading at the far end of the room. Okay, so a much smaller school, more of a community college compared to the giant research institution in Skylark Vale. This mage looks reluctantly up from her book when you approach. She sighs, resigned to dealing with your intrusion on her life of the mind. I'm Maya. I'm formerly of the School of Magery in Zaskiva. Now I just study. It's closed for business. I was just left here to look after it. All mages capable of serving in any capacity were press ganged to fight the rebels. The ones who didn't join the rebels, that is. Apprentices on the front lines. Ridiculous. Yes, I'd gladly be somewhere else, but they won't let me leave. The movements of all mages are tightly controlled. What I study is none of your business. Of course, to make ends meet, I do a little teaching to keep myself in books to read. So, another place to buy level 4 and level 5 spells. And prices are merely expensive, not very expensive or exorbitant. So if I want to spell barrier, this would be a better place to buy it. Once I get more gold. This is a dusty lecture hall. The mages in your party have unpleasant flashbacks of years of grueling, mind-numbing study in rooms just like this one. In a school of magery, will the lock be pickable? Yes. This is a small laboratory, well equipped for simple magical and alchemical experiments. You notice that an alcove in the southeast corner of the room has been sealed off. Oh no, with a barrier. Potion, holly, knife, and skull. I do have some piercing crystals, though. Oh dear. Hi there, you seem to have a bit of an undead problem. I'll just clean that up for you. Okay, so all that held was undead. Weird. And let's look in the bookshelves, because why not? And nothing. This is a small shrine. There's no priest here. It's a quiet, mildly holy place, like many others across the Empire, where soldiers and sailors can stop, leave a few coins, and say a few prayers for luck in the travels ahead. It's a pity there's no attendant here. The floor could use a seriously good mopping. And no, we are not going to steal from the shrine. Something bad happened here. This room is packed with merchants, who are bunking together while waiting for permission to leave Zaskiva. They don't want to talk to you, and don't appreciate your intrusion. They push you out. Well, alright then. You stumble in on a half-dozen heavily armed men and women, talking and planning. When they see you, they freeze, alarmed. At first, you think they're about to attack you. Then they recognize you. "What do you think you're doing?" one of them hisses. "Go about your mission and don't come back here. You'll bring the Empire down upon us all." A woman in plate armor gets up and pushes you back out through the door. Zuli, you didn't see anything. So I just want to... Yeah, that is Captain Zuli. And this is just a generic living quarters of somebody. And you're a secret door. You find a small concealed room containing mops, brooms, and other powerful tools of cleaning. As you look around, a street sweeper comes in, seizes a broom of formidable might, and walks out again. Another concealed cleaning room. You don't have to tell me the same message 3 times in a row like that. Okay, nothing else I can explore in there. Suspicious little slice of space in here, though. Right behind the concealed passage, you find a massive door, reinforced with steel bands. The words, "To sewers, keep out," are painted on it in big red letters. I see the city likes to keep the appearance of cleanliness without actually letting people see the apparatus that keeps the city clean. Yeah, I'm not getting through that door. Okay, no more secret passages to be found. And I notice that the city of Zaskiva only has the one entrance, and also the docks. Hall of Memorial Statues. Entry by keeper permission only. Again, a locked door. But I think this guy might help us out. The Hall of Statues is guarded by a small soldier in ridiculously excessive armor. He can barely move with all the plate covering him, and the slit on his helmet is so small it's a wonder he can breathe. He responds. You can't tell what he's saying with the heavy helmet he's wearing. Fortunately, the words, "Hi, I'm Kenny," are etched into the breastplate. He thinks. Every time you think you can almost make out what he says, it slips away from you. We'd like to see the statues. He pulls a key from his pouch and unlocks the door to the Hall of Statues. You enter a solemn memorial to former lords of Morrow's Isle. There are 3 statues in here. The 2 on the right aren't that nice, only carved out of granite. The statue to the left, of Lord Volpe, is carved out of beautiful white marble. Yeah, this guy might have a little bit of an ego here. Also, since Stan and Cartman described their friends to me. Yeah, I just get, Now then, for the box mission, there should be a niche behind a marble statue. Having found the marble statue, you look around for the hole in the wall you're supposed to put the box into. The instructions you've received were wrong. The crack isn't behind the statue, but off to the side. A brick has been removed from the wall of Lord Volpe's palace, leaving a hole just big enough to fit the oak box inside. This mission is almost complete. Do you insert the box? You slide the box into the hole, turn around, and find yourself face to face with 20 Empire soldiers, 5 of them Empire dervishes. Their weapons are drawn. Their commander smirks and says, "Well, well, the attempt on Volpe's life has come at last. You fools could not have been more obvious in your attempt. We've been following you ever since you arrived here. Trying to blow up Volpe's mansion was an intriguing plan, but you must have been insane to think you can outwit." That's all he manages to say before the whole world falls apart. The explosion didn't come from the box you delivered. It came from the front of Lord Volpe's palace. The commander shouts, "It's a decoy! Damn them!" The soldiers try to run back out, but they don't make it. There are 2 more explosions, both from the front of the palace. The hill runner's magical devices are more powerful than you would have expected. You see the palace walls start to shake and buckle. You try to get away from the collapsing palace, but you don't get far. The whole place caves in, almost on top of you. Dazed, you stagger through the wreckage and rubble. Kenny, the statue caretaker, was crushed under a falling pillar. Oh no, you bastards! Casualties are all around you, and not all of them are soldiers. Moans of pain come from all directions. The palace has been destroyed. You stagger through the dust, barely able to keep standing. You are dimly aware of guards searching the area, looking for people to arrest for this heinous crime. They're getting close to you. Before you can think of trying to get away, or even think of anything coherent, rough hands grab you. Someone whispers, "Come with us, quick!" You're in no position to refuse. They hustle you across the corridor, through a secret door, and down a passage. As you're pushed down a flight of stairs, one of them says, "Make your way through here, and we'll get you on the other end. Good work, rebels." The effects of the blast start to fade, and your ears stop ringing. Little by little, you return to your senses. When you're fully aware, however, you realize you're not in Zaskiva anymore. You're in a crumbling room underground, and a portcullis has just been slammed shut behind you, blocking your retreat. Now entering Zaskiva sewers. Hoo boy. The rebels helped you escape from the aftermath of the destruction of Lord Volpe's fortress. Unfortunately, they've dropped you in a situation that doesn't seem like much of an improvement. You've been dumped into Zaskiva's sewer system. While Zaskiva is a relatively new city, neglect has left its sewer system in a condition which would be thought dreadful anywhere in the Empire. The walkways are crumbling, the ceiling looks likely to cave in, and the ventilation is awful. It's the last thing that concerns you the most at the moment. Right now, being an adventurer stinks. Literally. The stench assaults your nose, and makes the inside of your mouth feel like it's been coated with melted rubber. As if all this wasn't bad enough, you hear the growls and murmurs of monsters echoing through the passages. Good heavens, doesn't anyone come down here anymore? We'll have to see what horrors lurk beneath the city of Zaskiva next time.